What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Bigboyfactsjonnytv, and tonight I'm going my WWE Raw review on highlights. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys please full watch the video before you connect with me. Am I right? Turn on post notifications to get notified when I premiere a brand new video, or go live every Sunday and every Thursday on YouTube. Follow my social media, my Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch, and Discord threads down below in the description. Now let's get started. Now Monday Night Raw was a decent show, and I give it a 5.1 out of 10. Monday Night Raw was live from Charlotte, North Carolina. The commentary tonight were Michael Cole and Ray Barrett. Happy Labor Day to everybody. That's all I gotta say. Then Now Forever Together. The WWE video leads us into the show. Video package. WWE Payback highlights. The Raw video plays, and we go live into the Spectrum Center to see a big pyrotechnics display. Tonight, Gunther will defend the WWE Intercontinental Championship against Gable. If Gunther wins, he'll be the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time. Excuse me. Beating Tony Hawk, the Honky Tony Man's record. So we get Jey Uso makes his WWE Raw debut. Okay, WWE Raw newest member as of this past Saturday. Main event, Jey Uso makes his way to the ring through the crowd. Excuse me. Jey enters the ring and Uso chant picks up. Jey Uso says he appreciates that, but he always wanted to do this next part. Jey gets composed and shouts, "Welcome to Monday Night Raw." The crowd gives him a The crowd gives him a nice ovation. Excuse me. A loud Uso chant starts up. Sorry about that. Jey says he's only been gone for 2 or 3 weeks, but excuse me, he missed them. It felt longer. It felt longer than Jey really hit his breaking point every week on national television. He was fighting his family. They family feud for real. Out of the blue, the unexpected calling him in the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. Jey says he's on main event Mondays by himself. Excuse me. He might have created some enemies in the back, but because of his past, but they know where to find him. Main event Jey Uso is now in your city. Let me take a sip of my water. Okay. Sami Zayn's music hits, and he slowly walks out to the stage. Sami Zayn and Jey have some very real history from this past year. Sami enters the ring, and Uzi chant picks up. Sami Zayn says it's pretty crazy to see Jey standing here. A lot of what he said was true, but one thing that is definitely true is that many people will have a problem with him being here right now. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens haven't always seen eye to eye with him. Kevin Owens isn't here tonight. Tonight it's about him and Jey Uso. Sami Zayn wanted to make sure he was the first person he saw on Raw so he could look him in the eyes and tell him straight to his face that he is happy Jey is here. Jey sneers at him. Sami Zayn says he knows Jey and knows what is in his heart. Everything he did in the past few months had to be hard, but he did it. Jey broke free. Now Jey is standing here on his own 2 feet, all by himself. Jey Uso truly is the main event. Jey Uso. Another excuse me. another sorry. Excuse me. Another Jey Uso champ fires up. Sami Zayn says he knows they have a history. Sami Zayn isn't expected to be buddies overnight. Sami Zayn says he is really proud of him and extends his hand. Jey stares back at Sami. Jey stares. Excuse me. Jay, Jay, Jay stares back at Sami Zayn, but he won't shake his hand. Sami Zayn slowly puts his hand down. Sami Zayn says, "Whenever Jay is ready to talk, he's here." Sami Zayn, Sami Zayn goes to have to Sami Zayn goes to leave, but Jay calls him back. Jay says that wasn't very Uzi of him. Jay stands his hand. The crowd cheers. Sami Zayn and Jay Uso hug in the ring to a huge ovation. Jay celebrates on the turnbuckles as Sami Zayn leaves the ring to let him soak in the audacity. Okay, as Jay Uso heads up the ramp, Drew McIntyre music hits. McIntyre had a lot of issues with the bloodline last year. Excuse me. Sami Zayn steps between them to keep the peace. McIntyre walks off, but soon Matt Riddle makes his entrance. Riddle also had a lot of issues with the bloodline last year. Riddle looks at Jay Uso before walking by him. Okay, that was a pretty cool segment. Okay, so we get a video package. Shinsuke Nakamura officially attacks. I'm sorry. Let me take a sip of water before I continue. Video package. Shinsuke Nakamura officially attacks the World Heavyweight Champion Seth freaking Rollins after WWE Payback went off the air. Nakamura says he will make Seth Rollins release his grip. Nakamura will become the World Heavyweight Championship. Ricochet is backstage with WWE official Adam Pearce. Ricochet says he wants a new opportunity after what happened at SummerSlam. Adam Pearce says he's working on it, but quickly runs off when he sees World Heavyweight Champion Seth freaking Rollins walking backstage. Adam Pearce says medical hasn't cleared Rollins. Rollins says this is Monday Night Raw. He's totally fine. Ricochet walks up and says he has respect for Rollins for being here. Rollins says Ricochet gets it. Ricochet says what he really means to say is Rollins doesn't need to carry the show on his own. Rollins assures them both that he is fine. Okay, Drew McIntyre and Matt Riddle are in the ring. They face the Viking Raiders in a tornado tag team match. Next, commercial break. Okay, replay are showing from last week's Raw. The Viking Raiders defeated the New Day. The Viking Raiders got Drew McIntyre and Matt Riddle involved. Drew McIntyre threw a chair at Eric, but it hit Xavier Woods instead. After the match, McIntyre explains that he didn't mean to hurt Woods. Okay. Excuse me. So we get tornado tag team match. Drew McIntyre and Matt Riddle versus the Viking Raiders. Eric and Ivar come Valhalla. This match right here, I did not really care for this match. I did not care for this match. That's all I gotta say. But let me take another sip of my water. Okay. The bell rings and Eric is quickly knocked out of the ring. McIntyre and Riddle take it to Ivar. Ivar fights back, but McIntyre hits a spinebuster. Riddle charges Ivar in the corner, but Ivar hits him with a seated senton. McIntyre attacks Ivar and lifts him, but Eric knees him in the face. The Viking Raiders attacks Riddle, but McIntyre quickly runs in. The Viking Raiders are knocked out of the ring. McIntyre and Riddle hug before McIntyre gives him a overhead belly to belly suplex over the top rope onto the Viking Raiders. Riddle enters the ring and shoves McIntyre before telling him to get the tables. McIntyre shoves him back and shouts, "You get the tables." Riddle goes to get the tables. Commercial break. So we come back from picture commercial break. The Viking Raiders attacks him as Riddle grabs a table from under the ring. They double team Riddle until McIntyre gets involved. Eric tries to bounce McIntyre off the steel steps, but McIntyre blocks it. McIntyre gets Eric in the ring. Gets Eric in the ring and a chops to the chest. McIntyre hit McIntyre sends him into the ropes, but he lowers his knee. I'm sorry, he lowers his head and he say kick. McIntyre quickly makes a comeback, but Eric managed to send him shoulder first into the ring post. Matt Riddle gets in the ring and kicks Ivar in the head. Riddle attacks him in the corner before Eric sweeps the feet. The Viking Raiders gets the tables in the ring and sets it up in the middle. They drag it to the corner. Riddle attacks them, but but Ivar quickly big boots him down. The tables is put back in the center of the ring. Riddle kicks Eric in the head, but but Ivar attacks Riddle and puts him on the table. Back from the break, Ivar heads to the top rope. McIntyre attacks Ivar and punches him in the face. McIntyre sets up for a superplex, and Riddle joins in. Eric puts the tables away. McIntyre and Riddle hit Ivar with a double team superplex up the second rope. Eric quickly knees McIntyre in the face for a 2 count. Eric goes for a powerbomb on Riddle, but Riddle gets out and knocks him back. Ivar quickly attacks Riddle before whipping him into a forearm before Eric for a 2 count. Okay, Valhalla intensely watches on from ringside. They lean the table in the corner. McIntyre runs and attacks Eric before shoulder tackling Ivar. Ivar. McIntyre hits Eric with the overhead belly to belly suplex before hitting Ivar with a neck breaker. McIntyre hits Ivar with a neck breaker and kips up. McIntyre lifts Ivar and hits a nice Death Valley driver. Excuse me. McIntyre comes down for a Claymore kick, but Eric pulls. Excuse me. Sorry about that. McIntyre comes down for a Claymore kick, but Eric pulls Ivar out of the ring. McIntyre attacks him at ringside and clears the commentary table. McIntyre goes to powerbomb Eric, but Ivar breaks it up. McIntyre sends Ivar over the commentary table and attacks Eric. Excuse me. McIntyre hits Eric with an overhead belly to belly suplex on the floor. Ivar then follows up, but they splash on McIntyre off the commentary table now. Wow. Okay, the Viking Raiders goes for Ragnarok through the commentary table on McIntyre. But Riddle breaks it up. Riddle gets in the ring and puts the tables in the middle of the ring. Excuse me. Riddle puts Eric on a table, but Valhalla distracts him. Eric kicks Riddle in the head. Okay. The table is repositioned. Excuse me. The Viking Raiders goes for the Ragnarok through the table, but Kofi Kingston runs down and attacks him. Kingston hits some kicks. Ivar ducks Trouble in Paradise and hits Riddle. The Viking Raiders grabs Kingston and long darks him into McIntyre. The Viking Raiders hit Riddle with their Ragnarok through the table for the win. The winner of the match, the Viking Raiders. This match I ain't really care about. Okay, let's move on. Video package. The great WWE Intercontinental Champion of the past. The list reads like a who's of the WWE Hall of Fame. Excuse me. World Heavyweight Champion Seth freaking Rollins makes his way to the ring. Seth Rollins stands in the center of the ring with a spotlight on him and listen to the crowd sing his song. Commercial break. Okay, so we get World Heavyweight Champion Seth freaking Rollins address Shinsuke Nakamura's attack. Okay, let me take another sip of my water. I had to take another sip of my water to stay hydrated. Anyway, World Heavyweight Champion Seth freaking Rollins is in the ring. He pumped up. He welcomes Charlotte to Monday Night Rollins. Rollins says Charlotte is hot tonight, but he has to be hottest. Time to be honest, I'm sorry. 2 days ago at WWE Payback, Shinsuke Nakamura did everything he said he would. Nakamura put a bullet in his back and dropped bombs on it all night long. There were a few points where he didn't know if he could get up and continue that fight. Seth Rollins smiled and then shows off the World Heavyweight Championship around his waist. The last he checked, he was still champion. One thing hasn't been sitting right with him for the past 2 days. Even though he beat Nakamura at the end of the night, he was able to walk out of the building while Seth Rollins was pushed out in a wheelchair by his wife. Excuse me. That just doesn't sit right with him. Seth Rollins wants to right some wrongs right here in Charlotte. Seth Rollins calls Nakamura out and says he'll make his dreams come true. Okay, Shinsuke Nakamura hits, and the King of Strong Style makes his way to the ring. Nakamura pauses halfway down the ramp. Seth Rollins calls. Excuse me. Seth Rollins calls for him to get in the ring. Nakamura doesn't respond. Seth Rollins knows the only way to get Nakamura in the ring is to get him what he wants. To get him what he wants, yeah. Seth Rollins offers a World Heavyweight Championship match right here and now. And Nakamura gets a physical look on his face and starts walking towards the ring before turning around. Nakamura lifts his microphone and speaks in Japanese. Seth Rollins looks confused. Seth Rollins says he won't pretend to understand Nakamura's native tongue. But he can only assume Nakamura is accepting his challenge. Seth Rollins tells him to get in the ring. Nakamura says no. Excuse me. Seth Rollins is confused. Nakamura again says no. Seth Rollins peeks in the ring and wants to clarify this. Are we having a World Heavyweight Championship rematch? Yes or no? And Nakamura says no. Excuse me. Nakamura says no. Okay. Excuse me. Seth Rollins says that isn't going to work for him. Excuse me. He gets excuse me. He gets that it's Labor Day, but it's Monday Night Raw. Seth Rollins clock in. Whether Nakamura wants it or not, he give it to him. Okay. Excuse me. Another sip of my water. Seth Rollins runs out of the ring and attacks Nakamura. Seth Rollins' back has athletic tape on it. They brawl before the referee and agents break it up. Nakamura breaks free and eventually knees Seth Rollins in his injured back. Nakamura knees him a few times with a broken back. Ricochet runs down and pushes Nakamura away before checking on Rollins. So we'll go to commercial break. WWE Adam Pearce and World Heavyweight Champion Seth freaking Rollins are arguing backstage. Adam Pearce says he's trying to prevent Seth Rollins from running himself into the ground. Seth Rollins says that doesn't work for him and storms off. So we get Shinsuke Nakamura versus Ricochet. And this match right here, I might as well say this match was pretty good for what it was. Pretty good for what it was. Excuse me. The bell rings, and Nakamura immediately gets out of the ring. Ricochet chases after him. Nakamura attacks him and sends him to the ring, but Ricochet flips off the apron. Ricochet attacks him getting into the ring and hits a drop kick. Nakamura fights out of a suplex and applies a waist lock. Ricochet elbows Nakamura and chops him. Ricochet goes for the ropes, but Nakamura kicks his feet out. Ricochet is hanging off the second rope, and Nakamura crushes him with a flying knee drop. Nakamura puts his boot on Ricochet's face and does some good vibrations. Nakamura puts Ricochet in the corner and kicks away at the chest. Nakamura charges, but Ricochet puts the boots up. Nakamura blocks it and turns him on the ropes before hitting a sliding German suplex. Okay, Nakamura. Commercial break. So we go back. So we come back in picture. Commercial break. Okay, Nakamura picks up a 2 count. Nakamura applies a rear chin lock, but Ricochet quickly fights up. Excuse me. Nakamura takes him down and drops a knee for a 1 count. Nakamura goes back to the weird chin lock. Excuse me. Ricochet soon fights up and goes for a handspring back elbow, but Nakamura kicks him in the ribs. Nakamura delivers a kick to the head and shatters around the ring. Nakamura peppers him with some kicks. Ricochet, excuse me. Ricochet tries to fight back, but Nakamura kicks him down. Ricochet stumbles to the corner, and Nakamura attacks the midsection. Nakamura chokes him with his boot in the corner. Nakamura pulls him up and goes for a suplex, but Ricochet blocks it. Nakamura fights him and hits a front suplex. Nakamura delivers some vicious knees to the skull before applying a grinding ambitional stretch. Excuse me. We return from the break. Excuse me. We return from the break to see Ricochet in the ambitional stretch. Ricochet fights up and gets out with a jawbreaker. Ricochet hits the ropes, but Nakamura turns him inside out with a knee to the midsection. Nakamura sends him to the ropes, but Ricochet comes back with a hamstring back elbow. Senior Money in the Bank and Undisputed WWE Tag Team Champion Damian Priest is watching this match backstage with the Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley. Okay. Ricochet kicks away at Nakamura and hits a head scissor takeover. Ricochet hits a running shoulder tackle in the corner before kicking him in the head. Ricochet hits a springboard flying clothesline before getting fired up. Ricochet hits a standing shooting star press for a near fall. Ricochet sets up Nakamura in the corner and heads to the top rope. Ricochet lands on his feet when Nakamura moves. Ricochet ducks a kick, but Nakamura catches him on the rebound. Ricochet flips to a back suplex and hits the recoil for a near fall. Ricochet cannot believe it. Ricochet goes for an avalanche, but excuse me. But Nakamura moves. Nakamura needs him in the ribs, and then goes outside to knee him in the face for the apron. From the apron, I'm sorry. Nakamura goes for a knee drop on the apron, but Ricochet moves. Ricochet kicks Nakamura away and dives off the apron with a cannonball. Okay, Ricochet tries to get Nakamura up, but Nakamura drives him into the ring post. Nakamura sends him into the barricade and backs up. Nakamura charge, but Ricochet drops him into the timekeeper's area. Ricochet attacks Nakamura, but Nakamura knocks him over the barricade. Nakamura grabs a steel chair and hits Ricochet in the back right in front. right in front of his fiance. Raw ring announcer Samantha Irvin. Okay, the winner by disqualification, Ricochet. That was a pretty good match. Okay, Nakamura hits Ricochet in the back again before getting him in the ring. Nakamura puts some chairs around Ricochet's head and backs up. World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins runs down to make the save. Seth Rollins tackles him and punches away at him. Security runs and pulls Seth Rollins and Nakamura apart. Seth Rollins sends two security guards over the top rope and wipes out the rest of them. And Nakamura with a somersault senton. Excuse me. Seth Rollins grabs Nakamura, but Nakamura immediately shoves him spine first into the steel ring steps. Nakamura stomps away at the back and butt. Rollins saw before Ricochet hits him with a steel chair. Rollins is in a lot of pain. Damian Priest and Ripley are watching backstage. Ripley taps Damian Priest on the chest and says, "Not tonight." Seth Rollins gets to his feet and says he is fine. Okay. Video package: Becky Lynch defeated Trish Stratus in a steel cage match at WWE Payback this past Saturday. Excuse me. After the match, Trish Stratus slaps Zoe Starks in the face. Zoe Starks hit her with a Z360. Okay. Okay, Zoe Starks is backstage with Jackie Redmond. Is the partnership with Trish Stratus over? Excuse me. Zoe Starks says she respects Trish Stratus. She proves she is the greatest of all time. Still, nobody pushes Zoe Starks. Shayna Baszler walks up to her, and Shayna Baszler was wondering when Zoe Starks was going to get rid of that dead weight. Everything changes when she got rid of Ronda Rousey. Zoe Starks suggests they go one-on-one tonight and see who's the baddest woman in WWE is. Shayna Baszler accepts. The Judgment Day makes their way to the ring. The Judgment Day is comprised of the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions Finn Balor and Senior Money in Bank, Senior Money in Bank Damian Priest, Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley, and NXT North American Champion WWE Dominic Mysterio. We'll hear from them next. Commercial break. Okay, let me take another sip of my water. The Judgment Day. Yeah, the Judgment Day are in the ring. Damian Priest shouts for everyone to rise for the crew that is dripping in gold. All rise for the Judgment Day. Dominic Mysterio starts to speak, but the crowd loudly boos him. You can barely hear him over the noise. Dominic Mysterio then says they did it. They said they said they would do on Saturday by taking all the gold. You can barely hear him. Finn Balor thanks Mysterio and congratulates him on the 1-year anniversary of him joining the Judgment Day. Finn Balor also thanks Rhea Ripley for always being the voice of reason. As for Damian Priest, he had their ups and downs, but now they're the undisputed tag team champions of the world. Excuse me. Finn Balor gives a shout out to JD McDonald for having his back for 20 years. Finally, Finn Balor thanks himself for unleashing his most recent career milestone by becoming a Grand Slam fan. A like you deserve it chant picks up. Sorry about that. Rhea Ripley says they know Finn Balor deserves it. Last week, she gave them an ultimatum. The pressure was on. Balor and Priest really rose the occasion and show everyone that they are truly brothers. They truly are a family. Rhea Ripley says she loves them. There is one thing that has been gravity her. The focus is the focus isn't on the Judgment Day. Their and their accomplishment. Instead, people are talking about Jey Uso coming to Raw and what it means to the bloodline. As far as she is concerned, the bloodline has fallen and the Judgment Day has risen. And as the WWE, as the most dominant faction in the WWE, JG Madonna makes his way to the ring carrying a black bag, but Demi Priest stops him. Demi Priest says a small part of him is starting to like him, so this better be good. JD Madonna says he took a bullet for them on Saturday and wants to explain why he's out here. It's the least they can do. JD JD Madonna is out here because of something Rhea Ripley said last week. She said big changes are needs for the Judgment Day. Excuse me. JD Madonna says Demi Priest's briefcase has to go. Demi Priest was confused. JD Madonna says they have all the gold. Demi Priest doesn't need that briefcase. he says he said he needs this one. JD Madonna reveals a purple briefcase that says Senior Money in the Bank. Demi Priest holds it up. Sami Zayn music hits, and Demi Priest throws a microphone down in frustration. Excuse me. Sami says, "Gentlemen and Dom, Kevin Owens isn't here tonight, but after it took all five of them to rob them of their undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. Did they really think they let that slide? They're bragging about holding all the titles, but he doesn't see 5 champions. When he looks in the ring, he sees 5 championship stealing turds. A very big beating is reserved for the biggest third uh, uh, th- third of them all. Dominic Mysterio. Sami Zayn asks if Mysterio has to Cole Jones, JD Madonna. Excuse me. Let me take another sip of my water. Okay, Jones. JD Madonna says Mysterio isn't fighting anyone. If Sami Zayn wants to fight someone, he can fight JD Madonna. Sami Zayn says JD Madonna deserves and you know what kick in he gets that tonight. So we get a video package. More of the great WWE Intercontinental Champions are shown. Okay, WWE Intercontinental Champion Gunther is shown backstage. Gunther speaks in his native tongue. Okay, Gunther says Chad Gable thinks he can stand in the way of him and his legacy. Who does Gable think he is? Tonight, history will be made. Someone like Gable doesn't belong in the history books. Gable's fairy tale story is temporary. Gunther's legacy is forever. When the bell rings tonight, he'll go down as the greatest and longest Intercontinental heavyweight champion in history. Tonight's main event, Gunther will defend the WWE Intercontinental Championship against Chad Gable. Okay, excuse me. Shayna Baszler makes her way to the ring. She'll face Zoe Starks next. Commercial break. September is Pediatric Cancer Month. WWE highlights their work with Connor Kurz. Okay, Concord. Okay. Excuse me. Let me take another sip of my water. WWE official Adam Pearce is backstage with Raquel Rodriguez. Adam Pearce says he's working on making that official. We are not sure what that is. WWE Women's Tag Team Champion Chelsea Green walks up to him. Chelsea Green says she doesn't wait in line. Adam Pearce says Piper Nichols is not medically cleared. Excuse me. Chelsea Green says people are saying the titles are cursed, but she doesn't believe that. Pierce implies that maybe Chelsea Green is cursed. She asked what he was talking about with Rodriguez. Perhaps they were talking about how she is a loser. Rodriguez is behind her. Rodriguez asks if Pierce will mind. Adam Pearce says it's official. Rodriguez says she'll see Green in the ring. Okay, so we get Shayna Baszler versus Zoe Starks. Excuse me. In this match, this was a solid match. That's all I gotta say. So we get Shayna Baszler versus Zoe Starks. Solid match. The bell rings and the bell rings. Baszler takes Starks down. Starks grabs the head, but Baszler gets out. Starks keeps up and hits the ropes, but Baszler takes her down. Baszler hits the ropes, but Starks hits a dropkick. Starks hits a headlock takeover. Baszler fights out of it and bends the arm back for a stump. Zoe Starks screams in pain. Baszler wrenches the arm and sends her to the corner. Shayna Baszler wrenches the arm and sends her to the corner. Baszler avoids a slingshot and goes for the Kafuta clutch. Starks fights it. Okay, Starks fights it and goes for a roll up, but Shayna Baszler sits on the shoulders for a 1 count. Starks kicks her out of the ring. Baszler grabs her in a Kafuta clutch and a 10 at ringside. Starks backs her into the commentary table and gets in the ring. Starks hits a nice plancha. Commercial break. Excuse me. Starks gets Shayna Baszler in the ring and hits slingshot twist at the same time for a 2 count. Starks shakes feelings in her arm. Starks attacks her in the corner and hits an arm breaker. Zoe Starks shoulders her in the corner. Excuse me, and wrenches the arm. Starks applies a hammerlock and sends Baszler Baszler into the turnbuckles. Baszler fights back and hits an arm snapper on the injured arm. Baszler applies a hammerlock. Starks gets out with a roll up for a 2 count. Baszler quickly takes her down for a 2 count. Baszler applies an armbar. Zoe Starks fights up and hits an arm drag. Starks elbows her back and boots her in the face. Starks hits in forearm, followed by a pair of clotheslines. Starks connects with a back elbow. Excuse me. Back from the break, Starks hits sizing Baszler up. Starks hits a German suplex and a kip up. Baszler drops her on the apron, but Starks kicks her back and hits a springboard missile drop kick for a 2 count. Baszler assumes avoids a sliding kick and knees her in the face for a near fall. Shayna Baszler checks the count with the referee. Starks elbows and kicks Baszler in the face. Baszler fights back and lifts her, but Starks elbows her. Excuse me. Baszler goes for a Kafuta clutch, but Starks fights out. Zoe Starks goes for a Z360, but isn't hit cleanly. Zoe Starks punches Shayna Baszler out of the ring. Starks hits a splash off the apron to the floor and gets her in the ring. Shayna Baszler avoids a slingshot twists and senton and applies a excuse me, and applies a Kofuda clutch. Zoe Starks fights it and manages to twist out. Zoe Starks I'm sorry. Zoe Starks fights it and manages to twist out. Zoe Starks gets to her feet, but Shayna Baszler pulls her down in the Kofuda clutch. Zoe Starks is fading away, but she continues to fight. The referee eventually calls for the bell. The winner of the match by technical knockout, Shayna Baszler. Um, okay, cool. That was a solid match. Solid match. Shayna Baszler celebrates her win before approaching Zoe Starks, who is coming to in the corner. Shayna Baszler shows her respect with a fist bump. Okay, cool. The Judgment Day is back. The Judgment Day is backstage. Finn Balor says it might be time to bring JD McDonagh to the ring. David Priest says he agrees, but he wants him to prove himself more. Finn Balor thinks they might not be champions if not for JD McDonagh. Balor asks what Mysterio thinks. Mysterio says he's cool with whatever they decide. Rhea Ripley says they should see how he does against Sami Zayn tonight. Finn Balor believes they get this done, and asks if Priest wants to help. Priest says he'll do it. Finn Balor and Priest walks off. Rhea Ripley tells Mysterio that she wants him to make sure everything goes right. They talk about that other thing later. Excuse me. Mysterio gets up. Okay. Raquel Rodriguez makes her entrance. She faces Chelsea Green next. Commercial break. I'm sorry. Replay our showing of Dominic Mysterio getting involved in the Women's World Champion match. Sorry about that. Let me take another sip of my water. Okay. Replay our showing of Dominic Mysterio getting involved in the Women's World Championship match at WWE Payback. Rhea Ripley retains to Women's World Champion over Raquel Rodriguez. Okay. So again, Raquel Rodriguez versus the WWE Women's Tag Team Champion, Chelsea Green. This match was squash. Okay. Let me let me get another bottle of water. And cause that match was trash. Yeah, that match was squash. So let me pour some water in my water bottle. Yeah, that match was trash. I couldn't believe it. Okay, let's get down to business. That match was trash. Okay. Chelsea Green gets in the ring, tries to reason with Raquel Rodriguez. The bell rings and Green tries to run away. Rodriguez grabs her and ragdolls her before throwing her down. Rodriguez blocks a kick and grabs her by the throat. Chelsea Green kicks her in the knee and clubs her. Chelsea Green hits the ropes, but Rodriguez big boots her down. Rodriguez connects with a follow-away slam. Rodriguez pulls her up on the apron, but Chelsea Green snaps her off the top rope. Chelsea Green heads to the top rope and dives, but Rodriguez grabs her. Chelsea Green slides away and slaps her in the face. Rodriguez is infuriated and viciously close hunts her down. Rodriguez annihilates her with the Tajana Bomb for the win. The winner of the match. Sorry about that. What I was trying to say was the winner of the match by pinfall, Raquel Rodriguez. This match was squash. Raquel Rodriguez grabs a microphone early tonight. She talks with the WWE Adam Pearce about their actions of Rhea Ripley and Dirty Dominic Mysterio at WWE Payback. Raquel Rodriguez has her rematch, and Dominic Mysterio is banned from ringside. Okay, excuse me. Rodriguez says she sees Rhea Ripley next week for the Women's World Championship. Rodriguez storms off. Okay, so we get, excuse me. Video package more of the great WWE Intercontinental Champion are shown. So many WWE Hall of Famers. Okay, Alpha Academy is backstage. Chad Gable says Gunther thinks a guy like him doesn't deserve to be in the ring, to be in the history books. Gable says he is already in the history books. Gable is an Olympian, has a master's degree, is a direction, vile direction in rise everyone to the new levels, and has won every tag title in front of his family. He'll show that Gunther desires to keep his title doesn't match Gable's desire to take it from him. Okay, the Miz makes his way to the ring. Commercial break. Okay. Replay on showing of Kofi Kingston accidentally hit Matt Riddle with a Trouble in Paradise early tonight. The Viking Raiders were soon viciously over Riddle and Drew McIntyre. Excuse me. A irate Drew McIntyre is looking for Kofi Kingston. Matt Riddle tells him to calm down. McIntyre says he cannot stand that Jey Uso is on Raw. He cannot say Jey Uso is on Raw. Okay. Excuse me. He gave Jey Uso a pass tonight. If Jey messes up, he'll come for the guy that brought him here, Cody Rhodes. Kingston walks up and apologizes for what happened. McIntyre accused Kofi Kingston of doing it on purpose. McIntyre says he'll keep his eyes open for more accidents. McIntyre walks off. Kingston tells Riddle to talk to his boy. Okay, so we get the Miz TV special guest John Cena. Replay of special guest referee John Cena thwarting Miz attempt a cheating on Sean. LA Knight would defeat Miz at WWE Payback. After the match, Cena shown LA Knight respect. The Miz welcomes everyone to Miz TV. His guest sheds light on what happened at WWE Payback. His guest will explain what happened and right this wrong. This man promised him he will be completely transparent. They call him the greatest of all time, John Cena. John Cena music hits a huge ovation. There is no John Cena. The camera acts like he can't see Cena. He doesn't, and does some motions for his entrance. Miz tells Cena to take his seat. The crowd isn't happy. Miz says even the adults hate Cena now. Cena screwed him over. Miz says this feels weird. Can they see Cena? You can't see him. Miz says Cena is sitting right here. He's not. Miz has been able to see Cena for 18 years, and he can see him right through him. Miz will translate for Cena. Did LA Knight pay Cena? Did he offer him a job during these hard times? Did Cena purposely screw him over? Did you compare with LA Knight? The crowd shouts, yeah. The Miz wants them to shout yes. Miz then realized he doesn't like yes. They should nod their heads. The crowd wouldn't listen to him. Okay, Miz says Cena conspired with LA Knight and kicks him out of the ring. Miz tells him to leave, signaling that invisible Cena won't listen to him either. A tiny you-know-what chant picks up. Miz shows the Phantom Cena before getting shoved back. Excuse me. Miz removes his jacket. A holy you-know-what chant picks up. Miz and his Skull Crush finale on the invisible John Cena. Miz says there is nothing visible or imaginary about what happened to him at Payback. Miz challenged LA Knight to a one-on-one match with no guest referees or surprise. If he accepts, he'll find whose game it really is. The chant will end, and LA Knight will fade away. His future success is about realistic as the Invincible John Cena in the ring. This isn't make believe. This LA Knight is fairy tale. They're all buying into will come crashing down because he's the Miz. He's awesome. That segment was hilarious. Okay, video package WWE Intercontinental Championship match. Okay, Sami Zayn makes his entrance. He'll be in action against JD Madonna. Next commercial break. Okay, Jey Uso is walking backstage. Akira Tozawa says, "I'm sorry." Jey Uso is walking backstage. Akira Tozawa sees him and walks the other way. WWE official Adam Pearce catches up with him. SmackDown is getting a compensation pick for Jey Uso coming to Raw, depending on who it is. It might piss people off. He wanted to give Jay a heads up. Jay thanks him and walks off. Tommaso Ciampa comes up to Adam Pearce and asks if they can talk. Adam Pearce says they can. And I already know Cody Rhodes is going to SmackDown. I know. Showstopper TV said himself, Cody Rhodes is going to SmackDown. I know it. But anyway, let me continue. So we get Sami Zayn versus JD Madonna. And this match right here, this was not a bad match. This match was okay for what it was. The bell rings. Madonna immediately gets out of the ring. JD Madonna is chased back into the ring. Sami Zayn leaves past him and hits a monkey flip. JD Madonna is back jack up from being slammed on the table at WWE Payback. Sami Zayn attacks him and eventually whips him into the corner. Sami Zayn attacks him on the apron, but JD Madonna gets away. But JD Madonna gets away by snapping him off the top rope. JD Madonna attacks Sami Zayn with punches and taunts the crowd. JD Madonna chops the chest, but Sami Zayn taunts him around and chops away at him. JD Madonna elbows him, but Sami Zayn sends him up and over the turnbuckles with a hard whip to the corner. JD Madonna lands a heap at ringside. JD Madonna soon gets to his feet and sweeps the feet before putting Sami Zayn out of the ring. JD Madonna bounces him off the apron and slams his face on the commentary table a few times. JD Madonna then sends him into the ring post head first. Commercial break. Back from commercial break, JD Madonna posts on the commentary table briefly. JD Madonna gets in the ring and hits a snap suplex on Sami Zayn. JD Madonna covers, but Sami Zayn quickly kicks out. JD Madonna puts Sami Zayn in the corner and shoulders away at the ribs. JD Madonna goes for another suplex, but Sami Zayn fights it. Sami Zayn connects with a textbook vertical suplex. Sami Zayn gets to his feet and composes himself. JD Madonna puts him face first into the turnbuckles. JD Madonna puts him on the top rope and punches him. JD Madonna goes for a superflex, but Sami Zayn fights it. Sami Zayn headbutts him down to the canvas. Sami Zayn leaps, but JD Madonna drop kicks him out of midair for a near fall. JD Madonna is furious and applies a chin lock. Back from the break, Sami Zayn fights up from the chin lock. Sami Zayn has a whip reverse, but Sami Zayn springboards over him and hits a clothesline. Sami Zayn a chop to the chest and whips him to the opposite corner before hitting a back body drop. Sami Zayn sets up for a Blue Thunder Bomb, but JD Madonna elbows out. JD Madonna charges him, but Sami Zayn crushes him with a Machogo driver for a near fall. Sami Zayn puts JD Madonna on the top rope, but JD Madonna knocks him away. Sami Zayn avoids a dive, so JD Madonna lands on his feet. Sami Zayn hits an explorer suplex into the corner. Sami Zayn goes for a haluva kick. Dirty Dom Mysterio pulls JD Madonna out of the ring. In irate, Sami Zayn attacks Mysterio at ringside with a clothesline. Sami Zayn punches. Excuse me. Sami Zayn punches away at Dominic Mysterio. Sami Zayn then attacks JD Madonna and puts him in the ring. Dominic Mysterio gets on the apron and eats his right hand. JD Madonna then rolls Sami Zayn up for the win. Okay, the winner of the match by pinfall, JD Madonna. This was a pretty good match for what it was. At Furious, Sami Zayn grabs Mysterio at ringside and punches way at him before putting him in the ring. Mysterio tries to crawl out, but Sami Zayn catches him. JD Madonna watches from the apron and does nothing. Sami Zayn sets up for a haluva kick, but JD Madonna pulls him out of the ring and sends him into the ring post. JD Madonna tells Mysterio to get out of the ring and go to the back. Mysterio leaves the ring. Sami Zayn attacks JD Madonna and hits an exploder into the corner. Sami Zayn then crushes JD Madonna with the haluva kick. Mysterio never returned to help him. Okay. Replay on showing of the NXT Women's Championship. Tiffany Stratton getting into a waterboard confrontation with the man Becky Lynch this past Saturday at WWE Payback. Video package. More past Intercontinental Champions are shown. The WWE Intercontinental Championship will be defended next. History will be made. History could be made. Sorry about that. Commercial break. WWE puts over Connor's core. Excuse me. Dominic Mysterio is walking backstage with JD Madonna when the rest of the Judgment Day comes up to congratulate him. Mysterio walks off and stops in front of Jey Uso. Mysterio says they both come from mess up families and Hall of Fame fathers. He knows what Jey Uso is going through. Everyone respects his father, but no one knows what home life is like. Mysterio knows what Jey is going through. Jey comes from a broken family. Jey has no family. No one likes him. Jey likes no one like Dominic. Ever since Mommy and the Judgment Day came into his life, there were no leaders. There are equals. If Jey wants, he talks to the Judgment Day. There are always open arms for them there. They know what it's like. Mysterio tells Jey to think about it. Judgment Day is there with open arms. Mysterio thanks him for taking the time to hear him. Mysterio tells him to think about it. Next week on Raw, Rhea Ripley will defend the Women's World Champion against Raquel Rodriguez, with Dirty Mysterio banned from ringside. The American Nightmare Cody Rhodes will also appear on the show. Chad Gable makes his entrance alongside Otis and Maxine Dupree. They stay back as he heads down the ramp. Gable embraces his family at ringside. Okay. WWE Intercontinental Champion Gunther makes his entrance alongside his superior Louis Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci. If Gunther wins tonight, he is guaranteed the longest. He is guaranteed to surpass the 35-year-old record held by the Honky Tonk Man as the longest reigning WWE Intercontinental Champion. Okay, Caster and Vinci take Gunther's jacket and head to the back. The ring announces they are done once Gable and Gunther are in the ring. Okay, so we get the WWE Intercontinental Championship match. Chad Gable versus Gunther. This was the best match of the night right here. Hats off to Chad Gable and Gunther. They both tore the house down on this match. This was the best match of the night. The bell rings and this historical significant match begins. They lock up and Gunther immediately throws Gable down. Gable slaps the mat in frustration and gets to his feet. They lock up and Gunther applies the side headlock. Gunther hits a headlock takeover and changes the headlock. Gable fights up, but Gunther hits another headlock takeover. Gable pops up, but Gunther takes him down with the headlock takeover. Chad Gable grabs the ankle, but Gunther gets in the ring, gets to the ropes, and Gable taps him on the chest. Gunther puts him in a corner, but Gable turns him and chops the chest. Gable avoids a big chop and gets out of the ring. Gunther chases him back into the ring. Gable gets in the ring and drop kicks him off the apron. Gunther tries again, but he eats a second drop kick. Gunther is frustrated at ringside. Commercial break. Back from commercial, Gunther takes his time and gets in the ring. They go for a test of strength, but Gunther kicks him in the midsection and hits another headlock. Takeover. Gunther chinches it in, but Gable soon fights up. Gable Gable flips through a back suplex and hits a headline takeover. Gunther fights up, but Gable takes him back down. Gunther gets a quick, and Gunther quickly gets up and hits a nasty backbreaker. Gable nearly lands on his head. Gunther applies a Boston Crab, but Gable soon gets to the ropes. Gunther kicks Gable in the face. Gable fights back, but Gable rebounds with frying pan chop to the chest. Gunther stands over the former Olympian and kicks him in the ribs. Gunther shoves him into the ropes and taunts the crowd. Gable fights back with some right hands. Gunther drops him with a scoop slam and stomps him. Gable rolls to the apron to recover. Back from break, we see Gable hit a pair of dragon screw on the apron, twisting Gunther's leg against the ropes. Gable attacks the knee and charge, but Gunther hits a stiff kick to the jaw for a near fall. Gunther pulls him up and pulls him up to his feet and puts him back down with a chop. Gunther rips at the face and elbows him in the bridge of the nose. Gable fights back and chops the chest. Gunther quickly levels him with a chop to the chest. Gable looks frustrated as he lays on the mat. Gunther shatters around the ring before pulling Gable back to his feet. Gunther once again chops him down. Gunther shouts at the crowd and turns to see Gable pull his strap down. Gable is fired up and wildly punches away at him. Gunther cuts him off and lays him on the top rope before bending him with a boot to the neck. Gable falls at ringside. So we go to commercial break. Picture commercial break. Gunther is attacked. Yeah, Gunther is attacking Gable in front of his family, including Gable's young son, who is dressed like his father. Gunther gives him a back suplex, but back suplex on the barricade and gets in the ring to break up the count. Gunther gets Gable in the ring and follows him in. Gunther grabs Gable and goes for a vertical suplex, but Gable twists out. Gable goes for a German suplex, but Gunther fights out and chops him down. Gunther kneels on his face and knees to ribs. There is a young Chad Gable fan at ringside who looks upset. Gable fights back. Gable hits a chop and a throat thirst. Gunther fights out of a German suplex and chops him down. Gunther backs up and sides Gable up. Gable gets up and Gunther big boosts him down. Back from the final break of the evening, Gunther goes for a powerbomb. Gable gets out and picks the ankle lock, but Gunther slaps him in the face. Gunther goes for a powerbomb, but Gable pulls them over the top rope. Gable gets. Hold on. It says, hold on, let me find it. Let me find it. 1 second. Yeah, give me 5 seconds. It says, hold on, let me find it. It says right here. It says something about Gable gets in the ring and drops him. Hold on, I found it. Hold on. It says I found it. I found it. Y'all found it. I found it. It says Gable. Where is it? It says I found it. I found it. It says Gable gets out and picks the ankle, but Gunther slaps him in the face. Gunther goes for a powerbomb, but Gable pulls him over the top rope. Gunther gets up and goes for a chop, but Gable ducks it and hits a German suplex on the floor. Gable gets Gunther in the ring and follows him in. Gunther immediately hits Gable with that powerbomb for a near fall. Wow. Gunther, it says Gunther heads to the top rope, but Gable cuts him off. Gable attacks him, but Gunther chops him off. Gable pops up and scales the ropes for a top rope and superflex. Gable goes to the top rope and hits a diving headbutt for a near fall. Gable gets up and immediately applies the ankle lock. Gunther Gunther twists this out and Gable gets away. Gable goes for chaos theory, but Gunther elbows out. Gable avoids a powerbomb and hits a swinging back suplex. Gable hits a fired up. Gable puts the straps up and pulls them down. Gable hits Gunther with the chaos theory 1-2. Gunther kicks out. Gable's family cannot believe it. Gable goes to the top rope and goes for a moonsault, but Gunther gets the boot up. Gable grabs the leg and applies an ankle lock. The crowd is going wild. Grabvine the leg and changes it in. Gunther twists it and twists until Gable let go. Gable applies a naked choke, but Gable fights up. A Gable chant fires up. Gable fires back and rolls Gunther up for a 2 count. Gunther immediately grabs him in a sleeper hold and spikes him on his head with a vicious suplex. Gunther gets a powerbomb and follows up with a killer lariat for the win. Gunther will become the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time. The winner and still your WWE Intercontinental Champion Gunther. This was the best match of the night right here. Hats off to Gunther and Gable. They both killed it. But like I said, Gunther is the best Intercontinental Champion. Way better than Roman Reigns. That's all I gotta say. But this was the best match of the night. Chad Gable's family is in tears at ringside. This is a reminiscent of Knowles Foley watching Mick Foley as Mankind at the Royal Rumble and crying historically. And Honky Tonk Man's 35-year record has fallen. Gunther will be the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time. History has been made on Monday Night Raw. And Monday Night Raw goes off the air. Alright, like I said earlier, Monday Night Raw was a decent show. And I give it a 5.1 out of 10. But anyway, if you guys are new to the channel, hit that thumbs up, turn on post notifications when I premiere a brand new video, or go live on YouTube every Sunday and every Thursday. Follow my social media, my Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch, and Discord threads down below in the description. And I'm thinking about taking a break I'm taking a break from my WWE NXT review and highlights because I just want to focus on going back on live on YouTube. But anyway, so if I don't have nothing to do tomorrow, I will go live on YouTube. That's all I got to say from here. But anyway, this your boy Bigboyfactsjonnytv. Have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Kept your crew, kept your kings, kept your club. Too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang.